Okay, we're in Microsoft Excel and we want to sum by month. My dates here are in US format, but this will work whatever date format you're actually using. So I have dates from the 1st of January 2024 down to the end of July 2025. The first thing I'm going to need is a list of all the months that I want to do this calculation for. Now, an easy way to do that is if you just type the first month, abbreviated form of it, and then its year, that will convert to a date. Now, the date that it's actually storing is the first of the month. If I copy this down, I will get the other months. And again, these are all the first of the month. I can show you that. So that's the beginning of the date period that I'm going to be doing the calculation for, but I also need to be able to return the end of the month. And one way of doing that is to use the EDATE function. And all I have to do is specify a start date and then the number of months on from that date. I want to return a date for, so I would say 1, and that will return the 1st of February. So the date range will be from this date to 1 day less than this date. Now, it would be nice if I could get EDATE to spill, so I don't have to copy my formula. But if I try and do that, I just get the value error. Now, to get EDATE to spill, I can use BYROW. So my array would be all these months, comma, and then I have to use lambda, and I have to give a name or a label for this range. So I'll just call it D for dates, comma, and then instead of referring to this range, D2 to D20, I just refer to that label that I've specified in the lambda function. So if I press enter, it will now spill. If I just format those dates for you, you can see that that has worked. Just change them back to general. So now I can use SUMIFS to do this calculation. So the first argument for SUMIFS is sum range. So I want to add up these amounts, comma, and then I need to specify my first criteria range. Well, the criteria ranges are always the dates, so I'll just select those. And then I need to specify a criteria for that first range. Well, those dates would need to be greater than or equal to the months that I've got in column D. So in quotation marks, I write greater than or equal to, and then I concatenate that with, and I'm using the ampersand symbol to concatenate. Concatenate means basically just to join, greater than or equal to these month dates. So then I'm on to criteria range 2. Well, criteria range 2 is the same as criteria range 1. It's these dates, comma, and then I have to specify a criteria for that range. Well, it would be less than the date that's returned by the EDATE function. So in quotation marks, I write less than, and then I use the ampersand symbol to concatenate that comparison operator with the BYROW formula. I need some brackets at the end. 1 bracket will do. If I press enter, it will do all those calculations for me.